The lottery can give you luck, but it definitely doesn't give you brains. You would be shocked to hear that some stupid people won millions and still managed to mess it all up. They didn't just lose their cash, they made their lives worse before their big win. So, what dumb things did they do? Number 7. Lost before it began. The first dumb winners we have are Martin and Kay. Martin and Kay were a regular couple from Britain who loved playing the lottery every week. They always used the same set of numbers. It was their little tradition. But in 2001, that habit came back to haunt them in the dumbest way possible. Their usual numbers finally hit. They had actually won £3 million, or around $4.32 million US. The problem was that they didn't even check the ticket. For 6 whole months, that life-changing piece of paper just sat somewhere. Lost, forgotten, and worthless. They went on living like nothing happened, completely unaware that they were millionaires. When the National Lottery started running ads begging the mystery winner to come forward, that's when Martin and Kay's hearts stopped. Those numbers on TV looked way too familiar. They rushed to check their tickets, but it was too late. The ticket was gone. Maybe they had thrown it away or misplaced it. Who knows? They tore their house apart trying to find it. They eventually found a store receipt proving they had bought the ticket, but that didn't matter. The lottery's rules were clear. If you don't claim within 30 days, your prize is gone. So even with proof, they were denied the money. The $4.32 million US went unclaimed, and Martin and Kay were left with nothing but regret. The dumbest part was that they had been playing the same numbers for years and never thought to double-check. Now, if you thought forgetting a winning ticket was bad, wait till you hear this one. The next couple didn't lose their ticket. They lost their jackpot before it even existed. Number 6. The Empty Wallet Millionaires. This story sounds like a bad dream. Rachel and Liam thought they hit the jackpot in May 2022. It was a jaw-dropping $231 million win. They played their numbers through an online app and even got a notification saying they had won. But then, things took a stupid turn. When they went to claim their prize, they got the shock of their lives. The ticket never actually went through. Turns out, Rachel's account didn't have enough balance to cover the $3.10 ticket fee. $3! That's all it took to lose $231 million. And the app didn't even bother to tell them the payment had failed. They thought they were playing for real, but the transaction bounced. When the lottery officials checked, there was no valid purchase. No payment means no ticket, and no ticket means no prize. Now the next pair took the stupidity to a whole new level. They actually had a winning ticket and then threw it straight into the trash. Number 5. The Trash Can Millionaires. Meet Eric Oyango and Salvatore Cambria, 2 roommates and longtime lottery buddies. They had a simple system. They used to buy tickets together, check the numbers together, and dream about what they would do if they ever won. But one day, that dream turned into a total disaster. The pair sat down, like always, to check their Powerball ticket. Eric pulled up the numbers online while Salvatore held the ticket. The results didn't match, so Salvatore tossed the ticket straight into the trash. But it was not the end of the story. Eric had made one huge mistake. He checked the numbers too early. The website hadn't even been updated with the latest draw. When the real results came out, the ticket that they thought was a losing one turned out to be worth $1 million. They had literally thrown away $1 million. By the time they realized it, the garbage truck had already come and gone. The ticket was buried in a landfill somewhere, and they knew it was hopeless. They tried to think of ways to find it. They talked about searching the dump, hiring a team, maybe even using a sniffer dog to locate it. But there was no chance they were going to find a scrap of paper in a mountain of garbage. Losing $1 million in the garbage is painful, but at least it was an accident. These next 2 geniuses tried to steal their way into wealth, and it backfired in the most spectacular way. Number 4. The Robbery Fail. This story may sound like a comedy sketch to you, but it is completely real. In April 2019, 2 best friends from England, Mark Goodrum and John Ross Watson, thought they had hit the biggest score of their lives. They were broke, fresh out of jail, and looking for something, literally anything, to change their luck. So they came up with a brilliant plan. They planned to use a stolen debit card to buy a lottery ticket. Shockingly, the plan worked. The ticket won them a $5 million jackpot. They couldn't believe it. They started celebrating, bragging, and dreaming about how they would spend it. But soon their own stupidity caught up to them. When the lottery company called to confirm their details, things got weird. Mark casually admitted he didn't even have a bank account. The officials were confused. How did someone with no bank account buy that ticket with a debit card? That one slip-up exposed everything. A quick investigation revealed the card they used was stolen. The lottery company immediately froze the winnings and called the police. Both men were arrested and thrown right back into jail. So instead of walking away millionaires, they walked right back behind bars. Their story became one of the biggest jokes in lottery history. They tried to cheat the system and somehow expected to get away with it. Even worse, they spent days bragging online before they got caught. It's the kind of mistake you almost have to see to believe. If they had just played honestly, maybe they would have had a real shot at turning their lives around. Number 3. The food stamp fraud. Next, we have Amanda Clayton from Michigan. She thought all her problems were solved when she won $735,000 in the state lottery. She quit her job, bought a new house, and showed off her winnings on a TV show called Make Me Rich. But what she did next had everyone shaking their heads. Even after cashing in all that money, Amanda kept using food stamps and government aid. She was still collecting state assistance meant for people struggling to buy groceries, even though she was a brand new lottery winner. When reporters found out, they couldn't believe it. The state launched an investigation, and it turned out Amanda had continued to collect over $5,000 in benefits while living in her new home and driving a brand new car. Her excuse was that she thought she still qualified because she didn't have a job. After she was exposed, Michigan officials quickly changed the rules. They now require all lottery winners to be removed from welfare programs. Amanda's story went viral as a textbook example of greed and stupidity combined. Sadly, her life took an even darker turn. Months after the scandal, she was found dead from an overdose at just 25 years old. It was a tragic end to a story that started with luck. And if you think that was bad, wait until you hear about the next one. This story takes deception to a whole new level. Number 2. The Stolen Dream. In 2012, a North Carolina college student named Michaela Fields thought she was about to become a millionaire. She claimed a $1 million lottery win and was already dreaming about the future, buying a home, finishing her nursing degree, and giving her family a better life. For a short while, it looked like her dreams had come true. But then came the twist. The winning ticket wasn't hers. The truth came out when investigators realized that Michaela's husband, Sean Mayweather, worked at a local convenience store, and that's where the ticket had been stolen. Sean didn't just find the ticket lying around. He took it from the store where he worked and handed it to Michaela as if it were hers. When lottery officials checked the security cameras and transaction logs, everything came to light. It turned into a full-blown investigation. Sean was charged with larceny and possession of stolen property worth over $100,000. As for Michaela, she wasn't charged, but she lost everything. The lottery officials revoked the prize and threw the $1 million back into the prize pool for another draw. Just like that, her dream life was gone. The whole thing showed just how far some people will go for a shortcut to riches. But as we are about to see next, some winners don't just lose money, they lose everything, including their freedom. Number 1. The Meth Millionaire. This one is in a league of its own. In 2015, Ronnie Music Jr., a 45-year-old man from Georgia, scratched a $3 million lottery ticket and thought he was unstoppable. You would think anyone would use that kind of money to retire, start a business, or at least buy something nice. But not Ronnie. He decided to use his jackpot to fund a drug ring, an actual meth operation. It's hard to even process how dumb that is. He had all the money he ever needed, and instead of building a better life, he used it to build a criminal empire. Ronnie used his winnings to buy supplies, weapons, and distribution networks for a large-scale meth trafficking operation that stretched across multiple states. When federal agents caught on, it didn't take long for everything to fall apart. They found 4 pounds of meth and over $22,000 in cash linked to his operation. They also discovered he was a convicted felon illegally holding multiple firearms. So not only was he dealing drugs, he was breaking just about every other law possible at the same time. When he was finally arrested, Ronnie was looking at decades behind bars. prosecutors called him one of the most bizarre cases they had ever seen. A man who literally financed a drug empire with lottery winnings. And you know what's crazy? He actually thought he could get away with it. But then something shocking happened. Ronnie decided to cooperate with the authorities. He gave them names, details, and helped take down other people involved in the ring. Because of that, his 33-year sentence was reduced to 5 years of probation and a $25,000 fine. Still, his reputation was destroyed. Everyone in his hometown knew his story. It was his greed and ego that turned him into one of the dumbest lottery winners in history. Now, do you think you're smarter than these winners? Do you think you wouldn't make the same mistakes? Well, if you actually want to win the lottery, watch our next video to find out which lottery numbers have won the most and how to boost your odds of hitting that jackpot. Go ahead, click now, and let's increase your chances of becoming the next millionaire.